Hello and welcome to the Final Bell. It is great to have you with us for another week. We are proudly presented by GMHBA, the official health insurance partner of the Geelong Cats. Don't worry, everyone. She's back. Meg Mac is back.
We're back.
Yes,
We're back.
We're back
it's
together.
Been a long time, I know.
Feels like a long time.
Yeah.
Georgie last week did a superb job.
Yeah, she did. I know. She took some encouragement, but I was like, you'll be great, mate. Get on there. And yeah, the girls are starting up. Is it this week, Jake? Next week.
Next week.
So yeah, she's an experienced podcaster.
Fantastic.
Did she ask you about your holiday?
We were talking off air about my holiday.
It was good.
It was good, terrific, so nice. Just really different road trip. Took the kids away.
Didn't help the boys get a win, I saw. But
No, we did go to the Giants game in Sydney. Unfortunately for my wife, Nicole, my boys noticed that the VFL was playing starting at about 12 o'clock that day.
Oh, no.
So we went to both games.
Oh, wow, yeah.
8 quarters of footy plus there's a big break in between the VFL and the AFL when they play as a curtain raiser. And Nicole, I think, realised she didn't sign up for that on her holiday. She thought she was getting a break from footy.
That's hilarious.
But
you did some surfing?
Not much surfing, no. Just a lot of
chill.
Just hanging around. Yeah, lots. It was great to catch up with my brother living up in Newcastle. We don't see heaps of each other and his kids, and just a really nice chilled out time. But it is good to be back amongst the footy world now. I'm back with you, Meg.
Yep. Back winning by a lot.
Yeah. Against the team that you used to barrack for.
Used to barrack for.
Did you feel
and
any?
This is why I don't. No, that's not fair. No, obviously, as I've said to you many times before, I don't quite understand when you start playing for a club, not just immediately, getting on board or to an extent. So obviously that's why I go for the Cats. But I like seeing North do a little better than they did on the weekend. Yeah,
it was a very one-sided game. We usually start our podcast with Meg's memo. We don't have a Meg's memo.
We don't have a memo. I was at Mum's though, and
we've got a Meg's Mum's memo.
Yeah, just a quote from Mum with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Come on, Geelong, wake up. I was like, Mum, what do you mean? She's like, well, isn't percentage important? I said, it is, but I reckon they're all good.
So 9 minutes to go, or 9 minutes into the last quarter? Either way.
9 minutes to go, I think.
That sounds like me in the 2007 grand final when I was still running around saying, come on, boys, we've got to keep going. No, I love that. Focused. It's about the process, not the scoreboard.
Yeah.
I love that from Meg's mum. It was a dominant display by the Cats. And I know we had 10 shots a goal in that first quarter, but an even-ish, I think we were in control, but an even-ish first quarter, at least a competitive first quarter. And then through that sustained way of playing and so impressive with the ball movement, the forward line efficiency, everything like that, from quarter time onwards, those middle 2 quarters in particular, it was a pleasure to watch if you're a Cats fan.
Wasn't it? And it's almost like the good footy compounds as you get in front, you become more expressive, you become more adventurous, and you're doing it in a relaxed, she'll be right, we're going to win this game way. So I think of a Brian Myers in that way, and he's just taking kicks, hitting kicks that we know at his best he does, but he's doing so under with precision and intensity, but possibly under no threat of it going the wrong way, and then it just looks incredible.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And then you get that flow and you get the aggressive decisions being made off the back of that, and obviously that led to a very big score, scoring 150 points. I do note with interest here on our we have a few notes here for those who aren't watching on the Vision and are just listening, that we do get some notes. Producer Jakey is a superstar, provides them for us. The best players are listed as Bailey Smith as best, Jeremy Cameron as second best. Now, Bailey Smith was incredible, superb, 43 disposals, kicked a goal. I give him the 3 votes every other week. But you kick 11 goals, you've got to be the best player.
I know, but now you really are sounding like a parent, because that is classic behaviour. Get on the app, look at the match report, and I think parents think it's like the Brownlow or even like the best and fairest. It's like, no, that's someone writing a match report for AFL who's grabbed some names. No denying it was a great game from Bailey. But, 11, please.
11. And in spread across the entire game and in total control from the first quarter. I think he's kicked the first 3 of the game for the Cats, certainly, Jez, and just felt like he was sharp and owning the game.
Yeah, his attitude, no, I wouldn't comment on his attitude at the moment, but he seems so relaxed, and so obviously he's playing to win another premiership, and it's almost like an accident that he's going to win the Coleman by a country mile along the way. Now, that's underselling his competitiveness, but he's just racking them up.
Yeah, and it's probably, and you're not meaning to undersell his competitiveness because you know that's there and you know, but it's almost he's extremely competitive, extremely intense in the way he's approaching contests and everything like that, but with a real calmness.
Yes,
and that, you said like that relaxed mindset. He's seeing the game so clearly and making really good decisions. Superbly supported by Shannon Neal, I thought, up forward. Neal at times presenting up, taking contested marks up near the wing, and then the ball gets into Jeremy a bit deeper and with more space, and then they'd flip it round and Shannon would get out the back, and he was always a threat. And probably kicks 4, probably should have had 5.
Yeah.
Jez did pinch one off him when he got a free kick, and Jez popped one through. But
10 and 5 would have been a nice little 11 and 4 is fine though. But how's the fluidity on his and his rhythm when he gets in the zone on his set shots?
Set shots, yeah.
It's really pleasing to watch. It's like I know, like ASMR for watching football.
What's ASMR?
Oh, I actually can't stand it really. But I shouldn't say I can't stand it. I find it not soothing, but it's the you've seen that? Oh gosh.
No.
Say it into your phone 5 times, you'll
Okay.
Anyway, Jake, you might have to cut this. No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant for people who it's brilliant for. For me, I have to scroll quickly past it.
Okay.
I find it a bit irritating.
Satisfactory watching. Producer Jake says, "All right, I've got something I need to learn."
Yeah, there you go.
Because I have no idea what you were talking about. But
okay, it's soothing.
Okay,
it's soothing. Yeah,
gotcha. Through the middle of the ground, we did mention Bailey Smith.
Yeah.
Brilliant game, clearly. Max Holmes, excellent as well. We got to give our weekly podcast shout out to the man who makes a lot of that midfield churn, Tom Atkins.
Oh.
Brilliant again.
Brilliant again, and brilliant by foot as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just, he's a fave. I don't know. We've spent a season sort of praising him, and then you just end up praising his consistency because he's doing it week in, week out. When the team's having a period where we're not necessarily in form, for perhaps the month before the last 2 weeks, his effort's still top notch, and he brings it in a 100-point win as well.
And I'm glad you mentioned his kicking too, because we did this a bit last week. His effort and his heart and that grunt that you're talking about is there, and his tackling numbers are unbelievable, record-breaking type numbers. But to only talk about that is to almost sell him short, because his execution of skill under pressure and in that contest is outstanding as well. He's brilliant by hand, but he finds the target by foot. It's not just an all-out effort player.
Yeah.
He has got superb skill execution as well to complement the intensity with which he plays that.
Yeah, I would love to watch him just go and play at Joey's for a season and just take the...
No, that would be unfair on...
I know. You could play 18v1 and he'd be fine. But he's that kind, like he's a footballer's footballer. The effort's high, the skill's high, and he gets the job done. Yeah.
Yeah. Superb performance by the entire team.
Yep.
And in the end, and this probably leans into Meg's mum's memo, that the last quarter was almost let's just, go through the motion of playing and you try and have that edge. And certainly Geelong, we're practicing good habits in that last quarter, but you can understand that it's not going to be quite at the level. They'd already set the game up as you want to do as a good team by their first 3 quarters.
And I have it on good authority that, the focus has been defence the last couple of weeks and to keep North to 49 points. Your scoring comes off the back of that, but I imagine it's not let's shoot the lights out and hit 200 here.
Yep, absolutely. The really good news too, Meg, is the fact that there is genuine competition for spots. I can't see anyone getting dropped out of a team that wins.
It's good news for some. I find it really heart-wrenching news, but we say it every year. It's a necessity of success.
Yeah, and if you need to have the ultimate success, you need that ruthless edge as coaches and as around the entire environment of the footy club is. you want that competitiveness.
Well, you thought, I know you're about to speak VFL, but even sort of Tyson was playing awesome, but Lawson started as sub, and I was like, Lawson sub? But then you think, well, Jack Bowes has to be rewarded for how he's played, and then I'm sure across the last month of the year it becomes a matter of managing minutes.
Well, yeah, so I took the Lawson, and we spoke about it on radio, I took the Lawson Humphreys sub as here is a brilliant use of management for a still young player, still inexperienced player to say, you are still playing. We are going to hopefully, if everything went to plan, get a quarter and a half to half a game maybe into you, but we have the ability to drop your workload by 40% maybe and manage you while still playing you, which is the way it worked out because Paddy could sit on the bench and enjoy a lovely little souvlaki.
Yum. I was speaking to Alice, our awesome dietitian. I said, mate, you got a bit of camera time by proxy on the weekend. She said he came off and he was like, is there any food? And she goes, the dinners just happened to arrive early, so
perfect.
It's all going well.
Oh, and it was interesting.
Chicken. It was chicken, guys.
Quick tangent about the number of people who were fascinated by what he was doing. Yeah. Like, should he be doing that on the bench and all this? Yeah. I said, no, please stop and understand. A player's what they expend out on the field, their energy, the calories that burn, everything like that. The number one most important thing in their recovery is to start refueling and start rehydrating straight away. The sooner the better. And, the idea of players having to eat healthy food straight away after a game is not correct. Yeah. It is whatever they can stomach, whatever possibly they can eat, and often the fattier.
Get some healthy fats in. Yeah. Get some carbs in.
Just refuel the body whatever way you possibly can. What was your go-to? Well, it's funny. So go back, and we were probably through the trial and error phase of this. Yeah. There'd be 25 salad rolls after a game for us to go and eat, and no one would eat them. At the end of it, there'd be 24 of them still left. One might have grabbed one just to look as though he's doing the right thing. Yeah. You didn't feel like it. It's the last thing you wanted to eat, and then often driving back over the Westgate Bridge, you'd see a few of them have stopped at KFC or Macca's on the way, just craving food, but craving something a bit more stomachable at the time. And then, fortunately, we started bringing in burgers. We started bringing in pizzas. I loved a pizza after
you
a
loved
game.
A pizza.
I could destroy a family-sized pizza like that. Yeah. And that was my just refueling, but
salty,
craving it. Just whatever. It was brilliant. So anyway, just to clear up, that's why Paddy was refueling straight away. That's
dietitian approved, Lingy approved. I think some of the commentary on it is obviously a reflection on his ability to do that, considering the margin.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was alluding to the VFL and getting there, the competition for spots and some really good form of individual players, but also a thriller.
Unfortunately, but fortunately.
Yeah, so I was talking to Mark Corrigan, the coach of the VFL, just before this podcast, and he was, what a roller coaster. Yeah. So up by a big margin, almost 40 points, I think, producer Jakey, and then little bit by little bit, the margin got eroded. And it took a kick after the siren from Tobin Murray to win the game with a bit of a lead up, a free kick paid, a 50-metre penalty.
Just bite your tongue, because he would have had to kick a snap around the corner.
Yeah.
And a point wouldn't have done it. So he's done well. He's North didn't have an Isaiah to finish the comeback. But speaking to the VFL guys, I know it's been a sort of story of the year, a bit of the momentum swings and an inability to dampen that momentum when it's going against you. But good for them to get the win on the weekend, and I think that's part of that is the maturity of a very young side.
And some young defenders who are being, and in some cases being trialled in defence for possibly the first time in their career. Predominantly have played forward or different other roles. Now they're playing in defence. That can happen. The really exciting thing from an AFL perspective is the form of some of the players. George Stevens went back after having had a taste of AFL football to then get dropped, had 30 touches and 12 clearances just to say, hey, my name is still there. When you need me, I'll be ready to go.
Speaking of, I know you're about to go into other players, but it's almost like he's a finals footy player too, isn't he? So maybe he doesn't come in for his third game in September, but if you need him, he's the more contested the footy gets, the better George will be, I assume.
And we know that things can happen.
Totally,
There's a crucial injury at a round 23 or whatever it might be, and we lose an inside mid. You just can go with confidence and say, here's a guy who showed it at AFL level, went back, kept his form, and is ready to play.
On you, George.
Talk about exciting. Toby Conway, another solid hit out. So he had 24 hit outs, 18 touches, 8 clearances, got through.
That's a massive day,
really
isn't
cool.
it? That's a massive day. I'm never sure with ruck numbers the sort of pass mark, but that's above and beyond, I'd assume.
Yeah, throw in a couple of our small forwards, creative forwards, medium-sized forwards with goals. Jay Polkinghorn with 3, Ollie Wiltshire, Ollie Henry, Zave Ivizic with 2 goals each. So just saying, hey, we're here if you need us.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. The Geelong VFLW had a bye. So just to look ahead for this week really quickly, the VFL have a bye this week coming. And then in round 20, it'll be Geelong versus Essendon. After the AFL team plays on the Friday night, they'll play here at GMHBA Stadium on the Saturday at 12:05 p.m. So Sunday, August 3rd, Geelong versus Darebin in the VFLW KFC Oval at 1:05 p.m. I do want to quickly ask you though, AFLW,
yes,
first hit out on the weekend against the Saints. Cats get the win. Feel on the form on that first little hit out against real opposition?
Yeah, I think it's what you want from a match sim. So it wasn't even a real proper practice match. We played 4 20-minute quarters and, I think we got up by 5 goals in the end, but the takeaway was plenty of room for improvement. So that's in large part what you want. You want to have shown some, the things that we've been working on for the preseason to be evident and are ways to go across the next couple of weeks, but also the season. I think that's the exciting thing about our season getting longer. No compression is you've got 12 weeks to start playing your best football. I mean, it's important to start well, but in the past, if you've lost the first 2, that's it. We certainly don't plan on doing that, but we want to get better across the course of the 3-month season as well. And
not to get carried away with a first up hit out, as you said, but I've watched only clips of the vision. Some of the ball movement was, and particularly down back, a couple of quick handballs, nice release. It didn't always end in a goal, but it was, you could see the movement.
Yeah, I think we shaped it out of deep defence pretty well. I had a focus on going forwards a little bit more directly. It was good to see some of that and some really impressive forwards off the back of it and great transition in between. So, I can't fault the positives across each line. And we're off to the Gold Coast on Friday to take on the Gold Coast Suns after their AFL men's play at People's First.
Yes.
People's First. It's 8 p.m. So
a bit of a late one.
A very late one. We get up morning Friday and don't play till 8 p.m. Saturday. So puzzles, coffees, movies. Don't eat too much.
No.
Save the souvlaki's for after the game.
Yes, good call. So and then that's the last of the practice matches.
Yep.
A week off.
And then I think we've
it.
got our season launch that week. So come on down if you're keen. I'll be there.
Exciting stuff, building up to a big season for the AFLW.
And I'm excited. I don't want to throw you under the bus. Are you doing some AFLW commentary?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I love that for us.
For Channel 7.
Love it for you, but I love that for the W game.
I can't wait.
They must have heard you work on this podcast.
On this podcast. Clearly. Before we take a break, don't forget to get your Cats Corner membership for this weekend's round 21 game against Port Adelaide. For $35, lock in a reserve seat at the game and a Cats player face to take home as we celebrate our regional round.
Visit Geelong Cats membership website for more information.
And while you're there, while you're on the Cats membership website, get your AFLW membership as
Please
well.
Please do $20 add-ons for existing members and great packages if you're not an existing member. Plenty of W membership is standalone. So if you go for another club but you love the Cats W and you're a local, get on board.
Get on board. Please do that. Let's take a break and we'll get to some fan questions in a sec and then also look forward to this game against Port Adelaide. Winning a three-peat isn't easy, but at GMHBA Health Insurance, that's exactly what we've done. By winning the 2024 CanStar Outstanding Value Hospital Cover in Victoria 3 years running.
GMHBA have been caring for the Geelong community since 1934 and are proud supporters of the mighty Geelong Cats. Join at gmhba.com.au.
Welcome back to the Final Bell. We are proudly presented by GMHBA, the official health insurance partner of the Geelong Cats. All right, Meg, let's get stuck into some fan questions. Oh, just quickly, a health update. We say it every time. Check out the website. Check out the social media. Don't rely on us. But
the closer to my season it gets, the less I'm in here, ear to the ground, finding stuff out. So, no idea.
From all reports, everyone pretty healthy from the game. But do check out the health update. All right, some fan questions. We did allude to this in the first segment. How many tackles does Tom Atkins need for the record? It's
because we are fans.
Yes.
It's with the
this is from
hive mind.
Meg McDonald.
Well, producer Jake's thought us out here with an answer, hasn't he? The all-time record in a season, so this includes finals, is 202 by the one and only Scott Selwood in 2011.
Wow.
And the home and away record?
Is Matty Rowell 2 years ago, 2023, with 190. Tom Atkins currently on 181.
Wow.
So we have 4 games to go in the home and away season. Plus, let's hope 3 finals.
Yeah. He'd have to drop below his average not to break it this week. So that should be that's this week, no worries.
And again, this comes back to how much we love Tom Atkins. The tackling pressure and that is so important, and it's all that. But I'm not one where it's the be all and end all of a game. It's you want it there, you need it there. You need to be able to stick your tackles when that presents. But somebody who only tackles ends up sort of being a bit of a liability in the midfield in the long run. Tom Atkins is doing it both. He's tackling. He's harassing, but then he's also winning ground balls left, right and centre. And he's getting on the end of handballs. He's delivering handballs. He's using the ball beautifully.
And you're cooked. When you're putting that much pressure on, I know some people I don't know, contribute to the endless commentary around Danger's kick, but people rightly say he's cooked when he's disposing the ball because he's so in and under. Same applies for Axe. He's in and under, but then he's focused enough to be efficient.
Yeah. A relentless ability to hunt the ball and hunt the opposition is exhausting. Speaking
about the midfield mix, and you might have talked about it last week, how are you seeing Grind? Do you like Grind in there a little bit?
Yeah, I like it. Just little elements of it.
Yep.
Not for big periods of time.
Yep.
I think the balance of using Grind at half forward and coming up is still the most effective way of using him, but I think freeing him up. I think what I really like too, though, is as we saw with Brisbane a month or so ago, that the depth of their midfield is the biggest danger playing them. Cool. So they're and I hesitate to use A team and then B team. It's not that. But their A lineup of Neil, McCluggage and one Ashcroft is then quickly replaced by Dunkley, Berry and the other Ashcroft.
Yeah.
So it is so deep. So if we've got multiple options to bring in to sustain our ability to play through the middle of the ground, I think it's what we need in finals. So I love that. Next one from, how have you seen Oshin's improvement this year, Oshin? He's just signed a 2-year contract, of course, which is great news. Love the fact he's keen to hang out here in Geelong, in Australia, a little bit longer. Talk about a guy, Meg, who was effort-based, could play defensively, would play a role, but we're now starting to see the elements of real genuine skill, execution and confidence to join in the offensive side of the game really well.
So, I agree wholeheartedly. Every Irish player I've seen is so conscientious when it comes to skill acquisition, and then it comes out on the field like he's going to hit that, like he'll hit that kick because that's just like it's almost like a computer, like must do it, must run hard and chase, must hit the kick, must stop this opponent, and that's how he plays. You're right, it's such a strength to have him nullify opposition. The fact that he can do it in the middle or as a defender is huge, but now he's getting taken to the ball and winning it himself and using it really well. Such a massive.
And can you give us a peek behind the curtain? I know the answer to this, but just for our listeners, what sort of bloke is he? What's he like around the club?
Oh, gorgeous man. He was rolling around. I walked up here. I walked past him. He was in his Mayo Guernsey. And then I'll have to check with him. But I walked past, I said, hey, Osh, went past. He spoke to someone behind me and said, I've worn this throughout the whole footy department because it's the only clean thing I had. Or for some reason, he goes, and no one said anything. People just think this is how I walk around, like in my kit. He's really warm. He's really lovely with his time. But I think we take for granted their presence at this club and how exciting it is. And you think, it's so awesome for you to be here. It's so awesome for you to play professional sport. But Killian's parents and brothers were here for 3 weeks or so. I think they live today, actually. And you're reminded then of how far away it is from home. It's an awful, like just to get there is 20, 30 hours. You don't have that support. And then even looking at Killian's family, which is a young family, I'm like, you're young. So, yeah, it's a massive commitment. So to do so for another 2 years is really exciting, and hopefully he goes on to have a career, like Zach's.
Yeah, and you see a Mark O'Connor, to bring another Irishman in, how much it's taken years of in the team and a really important member, just out of the team at times, then back into the team, embracing whatever role was given to him, and now he's having a year like he's having this year where it is all really coming together and dealing with the fact that he is a million miles away from home.
Totally.
I played. My parents lived 4.5 minutes drive away. If
you forgot your mouth guard, it was all right.
Yeah, or if, I during the week and I was just feeling flat and tired, it's the middle of winter and I just couldn't be bothered cooking, drop past and Mum would be like, stay for dinner.
Is that true for your AFL career as well? The whole way through? Still true now? Yeah.
Yep.
It's important.
No, Mum still drops around the odd little.
How good.
Cooks up a little bit extra. I get a little bit more. I'm very much spoiled.
Oh my gosh, you've just reminded me. I don't know why. We had our team photo day. This is a throwback. We had our team photo day last week, and one of our sponsors, I think, said, I'm friends with, and forgive me, I've forgotten her name, the one who did the half marathon. Remember when we ran into each other at the track? Yeah. And there was a woman who accidentally...
Oh, so team photos at Channel... Was it at
Channel
7?
Our team photo day, the Cats. And then during the photo day, often our sponsors come in to have a photo with the team.
Yes.
One of them, Jackie's going to have to edit this, knows the woman who... Remember when you were doing your 100-metre sprint, I was doing my time trial, and there was a woman there who
She was training for a half marathon.
Yes, and she got... kind of caught up in us racing, or there was a bit of confusion, and then we had a good chat. She ran, I think this is right, 1 hour 59:35. She was aiming to go into under 2 hours, so she made it by 35 seconds. I've just remembered that. I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name. I want to say Kath, but I don't think that's right.
Love the shout out.
But I was probably thinking about you running. Anyway, ignore where my head went for that moment. Great, you and Nicole running. You're doing a lot of that.
Yeah, well, she's just done the Gold Coast Marathon.
Yes, that's what was happening.
And did incredibly well.
Oh, sorry, listeners. Whoa.
That's right. That's a little insight into how Meg's memo comes together over time.
Goodness. And what a challenge it is for me to get my life together.
I was trying to get a bit of info out of Georgie last week as to how you do record your memo, and she said she's been present a couple of times at the games while you've tried to record it. She said it's an entertaining process.
Yeah, I've tried to get her on, and she just sort of... I was like, no, you've just got to pretend no one's ever going to listen.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. The last question we had, and I do apologise, I should have read ahead for the questions. Producer Jakey, how did the AFLW practice match go on the weekend? We have spoken about that. So let's head to this Sunday's game.
I've got one more fan question for you.
Oh,
you ready?
Yes.
Who is our 666 violation, 8 seconds to score? Who's our Naz?
What a player he is, by the way.
Hopefully the Naz is our Naz, but that's a different matter.
I loved that whole thing. Just the way, first of all, the mark he took to make a draw. That is next level sort of stuff. But, the great Nicky Winmar. No, this was the way they orchestrated once they got the free kick and the little bit of communication worked out. Oh my God, I love that. That's, you construct these different things. So let's assume we go a similar type of play. Mm-hmm. We have Jez, Paddy, Scratch, someone leading hard up the middle, but we have two mids going hard inside, fanning slightly on a bit of a V. You got to go with Max and Bailey.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, just for pure speed
to get out
away.
Well, that's the thing.
Speed
to get out
away.
Well, that's the thing. He runs 50 metres in about 2 seconds to even get there, and then it's all amazing, but the balance to complete the mark, it was unbelievable. Okay, the two mids.
Well, 2 mids.
B1, B2.
But you're also using your elite key forwards or elite forwards to be options, but to draw the vision of defenders, but also opposition mids getting back to go, oh, hang on, they're going to go to Jezza or Paddy, and then maybe you get a little pocket of space
Love
there.
This. I asked the men's team yesterday, and I'll tell you the answer off air because I won't give away any secrets.
Okay, yeah, okay. There's a certain other guy I've got in my head, by the way.
No. Well, I won't be able to confirm or deny,
right.
so we'll leave it.
He often comes from a wing and takes big hangers deep in. Right. But anyway, you might know who that is. That's not the one Meg hasn't told me, by the way, anyone. Geelong versus Port Adelaide, GMHBA Stadium this Sunday, 3:15 p.m. You go pure mathematics and last week's results, you can't help but go Geelong win by 100 points and Port Adelaide lose by effectively 100 points. Yeah. But Port Adelaide have got some quality footballers running around. A guy who does know the Cats very, very well, and Ken Hinkley, he'll be coaching certainly for Port Adelaide for the last time here at GMHBA Stadium. And you would imagine it would have been a soul-searching week for Port, losing a showdown in the fashion which they lost. So there is not the element of, this is just a nice little turn up and grab a win. They are dangerous, Port Adelaide. They can be dangerous,
inflicted some trauma down here in recent history too, just with the emotion that they play on. So I find them unpredictable in that sense. You can have a week like last week, and then they do seem to be a team that responds to a rev, and they might be getting
competitors like Butters and that. Just they kind of grit the teeth and.
He's so good, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's so good at footy. My goodness.
We with not being disrespectful here, I'm being more cheeky than anything, but wouldn't mind a nice little centre clearance like the start of the showdown, straight down to Miles Bergman, and he could lace out Shannon Neal or something for us, like he laced out Darcy Fogarty. I felt for him. He just wanted the ground to swallow him up.
I got two taken away. Yeah, okay. No, terrible.
Oh, it was the most beautiful, because I was working at the game, the Cats game, but I had in the next box that was on, the showdown was on the TV, and I thought, my first reaction was, that is the worst centre bounce setup I've ever seen from the Adelaide Crows, because Port were able to, what I thought was the front of their stoppage, Bergman was able to just waltz out, get the easiest clearance and kick it forward, and I thought, that's ordinary.
So he's just gotten
it's like
mixed up.
Junior footy. He's got it.
No.
And not only kicked it forward, he didn't kick it to a contest. He laced out Darcy Fogarty.
Oh, no.
Fortunately for Bergman, Fogarty missed the easy set shot at goal, but it was not a good start.
Did you ever send the team the wrong way after the coin toss?
No.
I haven't done it yet either, but it is a fear. Every time you run back, you're like, I've got to say it first, because if I start speaking and then say it at the end, it's gone.
You've forgotten it.
I've forgotten. I don't know which way we're going. Danger did tell me once that he sent a team the wrong way. Hilarious.
Really?
He said it was like juniors, and they ran out and they were like, oh no.
Swap the forwards in the background.
Oopsies.
Yep. Well, we haven't really broken down the game, but that's okay.
No, it's a bit of a catch-up week for us.
Yeah.
Find some form again next week. Sorry, guys.
Let's leave it there. Obviously, the Cats taking on Port Adelaide this Sunday. As I mentioned, the VFLW, they're on Sunday as well. 1:05 p.m, though, against Darebin. And AFLW, the practice match is Saturday night, 8 p.m. at the Gold Coast.
Live streamed, I believe, so jump on.
Fantastic. Even better. The VFL have the bye. So that is your weekend of footy coming up for the Cats. Great to see you, Meg.
You too, Lingy. It's been too long.
Yes. We'll be back next week.